It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm smileyarriaga.
And we have so much to talk about today. Two AEW shows, All In from Wembley and All Out from Chicago and Payback from Pittsburgh. So we'll start out with the very massive, historic All In show from AEW in the UK. So opening match, CM Punk Samoa Joe Real World Championship which no longer exists. So what do you think about this match?
This fucking guy and Samoa Joe wrestled in an amazing match, an amazing opener. Something and you know what, actually, just like, I know I'm skipping ahead, but just like the Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus match at Payback, this was hard to follow. Joe and Punk killed each other. It was very good. Oh my god! Like I'm really glad I didn't miss. No. Actually, when I first started watching this, I kind of watched. I tuned in like I think a half an hour into the show. So I had to. I was able to watch this match after the pay per view ended, which was early. Thank God this was an early show. Thank God, because I'm glad I didn't have to watch CM Punk and Samoa Joe at 3 a.m. Yeah, this was awesome. I love this match so much.
Yeah,
What you were saying?
No, go ahead.
There's this amazing spot where CM Punk was walking on the apron, and he tried to Hurricane Rana Samoa Joe, who was on the outside. Joe caught him, and he slammed his head into the announce table. It was unlike anything I've ever. It was awesome. It was great. It was unlike anything on the show.
I've never seen that before.
It was insane. Because it's funny. Because once he sent CM Punk through the table, all you is CM Punk's head and his upper body was like stuck underneath the table, and his legs were just hanging out. It was hysterical. It was amazing.
And what's interesting is that Samoa Joe is really just trying to be he was being Samoa Joe, like badass tough Samoa Joe, but he was playing the heel role in this match, and he totally played into it. He smashed CM Punk and then he flipped him off afterwards, and it just looked really good. And then it kind of just made sense for Punk to gig after that, because he had his face smashed into the what I assume is probably a wooden announce table, and it was a cool visual. And this was a very simple, like, if you watch you've seen their Ring of Honor matches, right?
Yeah,
those hour matches. Yeah, so those matches were very fast paced, just boom, boom, boom. And, they definitely like, it wasn't at one speed. It definitely like built, sort of like how FTR and Jay White and Juice Robinson was. They kind of like built up slowly, and they climaxed. But like, this was just like one speed, and it was exactly what it's supposed to be on like a 9. What was it, 8 or 9 matches? So it was a different kind of match. It just really brawled, and they did some crazy, not crazy high spots, but like they had some like spots, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of early. Most of it was just chop, 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 and then just a lot of brawling. Which is great.
It's like an actual fight.
It was different from their wrestling matches from previous, from like 2004. So if you were expecting them to go like an hour, and that's what you wanted to see, maybe you were disappointed. But I wasn't. I thought it was great for what they did, and they're older. They're older too. Don't forget. Both of them have been through many injuries, and they're older, and they did the best to hide whatever limitations they may have. I don't know, but like, watching this match is like, okay, you wouldn't know really if Samoa Joe had X amount of concussions, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it was really good. It was
the thing is, because these guys actually know how to work.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It wasn't like they tried to, okay, we need to just go Terry Funk and like do moonsaults or what have you. But it was,
well, these are two guys who are both inspired by Terry Punk. There's one CM Punk who's worked with everybody, and Joe who's worked with everybody, but also worked with freaking the best people ever. Both of them have worked with the best wrestlers ever.
They weren't really trying to like wow us. It was you know what it was? It was kind of like like you go to a house show with like two like stars. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like it wowed me.
Yeah, it wasn't boring or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like they were. It was a lot of like. To me, it was a lot more character work than like wrestling, if that
like
makes
flippy
sense.
bullshit. I
No,
mean,
not
like
Flippy. No, 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 no. Just just a lot of Samoa Joe's clearly the heel, and he was flipping him off, and they were doing those Hogan spots, the Hogan and Cena spots, and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of cool, but all around, this was a really good match. I loved it. Okay, so trios match: Kenny, Hangman, Kota Ibushi, Bullet Club Gold, and Tenosuke Takeshita. This is the exact opposite of Punk and Joe, and not in the worst way, but it was two totally different matches. For me, I thought this was to me this makes for a good opening match. Like if this was the opener, this would make more sense because it was high energy, lots of clever high flying, good brawling, great brawling from the heels. Really cool reversals from Jay White. However, I'll get your thoughts on this too. At times, I cannot tell who is legal at all. Like, I think this match, like, I think all trios matches in AEW or all trios matches across wrestling should have tornado rules. I don't really need to see tags in and out from in a trios match. It's
I
really
mean, it
hard to
already
keep up.
feels like they have tornado rules anyway. That especially the trios matches in AEW. A lot of the time, they feel like tornadoes matches. I always forget and like, I don't like a lot of multi-person matches. And it's for one of the what you just said was one of the reasons. Like a lot of times when I watch six men's in AEW, I'm like, who the fuck is legal? Because like I don't know, I have to really like fucking pay attention. But sometimes I gotta be honest with you. Through a lot of this match, I was cleaning up a mess in the bathroom. I wanted to because I saw Takeshita come out, and then I was thinking, oh wait, is he gonna have a one-on-one with Kenny Omega? And then I just remembered that this was a fucking six man, and I'm like, God.
We'll get to that a little later. That one.
Yeah, they
Um,
actually had one in All Out that you told me about.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that.
Okay. But did you get to see this match at all? Or
No,
did
yeah,
you?
no. A lot of things. Look, listen, I love the Bang Bang Gang. I love Jay White and the boys. I actually like the Ass Boys now. I actually
Me
like
too. They've grown on me.
like fucking Juice Robinson is great. I like Kenny Omega as a singles guy. I Takeshita as a singles guy. Millhouse is fine. I like a lot of these guys. Millhouse Page. I like a lot of these guys individually. I hated that, but that's what I was thinking about when I was watching this. I'm like, man, I really want to see singles matches with these guys. They're all great, but no, it was fine. It was
Yeah.
fine for like the crowd, I guess. The crowd, hell, the fucking crowd like was out of this world for this show.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and I think it was all uphill from this match too, except for the next match, Stadium Stampede. What'd you think of that?
another match, yo, they said Stadium Stampede, and another match where I was like, I want to, it took me out of it because like, look, listen, I was really happy to see. No, yeah, I was still cleaning the mess in the bathroom when this match started. I and like I'm thinking like I want to fucking. I heard Eddie Kingston's music and I know Santana was back. Like I said, these are guys I want to see in singles matches. I just a freaking multi-man match just happened. I don't really like Stadium Stampede matches. I know they're fun, but it's just like fuck me. I don't. I want to see. I wanted to see Eddie Kingston like wrestle. One person. I don't know. And I like, or you could have had Eddie Kingston versus Santana. That would have been great in place of this. I mean, look, if you love Orange Cassidy, if you love the BC, if you love the Blackpool Combat Club, you'll love this match. It's hard for me. Like I was telling you this too, that a lot of the Blackpool Combat Club matches kind of blend in together for me.
I like all the guys in this match, but I didn't really like this match. I think stadiums what they could have done. They could have done another. If you wanted to do a match like this, I would have been cool with another Anarchy in the Arena match because this is the biggest arena they've
Not the
ever
same
done.
thing.
No, I mean Stadium Stampede. They're going all over the actual stadium, in and outside of it. Like
Yeah,
Anarchy in the Arena
around the arena
is
too.
no, like because you're in the actual live space. Like the fans can see you. You know what I
Oh,
mean? That's how it's been. But like Stadium Stampede is everywhere. Like okay, And it was really hard to keep track of because think about it. Stadium Stampede started during COVID, right? So if you're doing a Stadium Stampede match in front of fans, first of all, with Stadium Stampede, there's a lot going on, both in the arena and backstage. And they really tried their best to make us follow, at least for people watching at home, to follow what's going on. Because Eddie Kings is doing stuff backstage, and then you have Santana Ortiz doing something in the ring, or John Moxley doing something in the ring. But if you're there live, you're not seeing everything. You're only seeing a portion of it, and maybe I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe they put something on the screens to show you what's going on backstage. But I think it's too much to do for in a normal wrestling crowd, a space when you have actual fans in the arena. Stadium Stampede worked because there was no fans. So you can have a lot going on in different phases. And first of all, say what you want about the Stadium Stampede match. They really did it in like phases. Like you saw something happening on the field, something happening in the stands. Then you saw something, they focused on one thing happening in the back with Hangman Page and Jake Hager. Then you saw the Hardys and Santana Ortiz in the pool, whatever you may think about that. But at least they focused on certain things at certain times. And there was no fans in the stands.
Yeah, no one to react either.
Well, that, but I'm saying like the only people that are watching this, the only person they have to placate to is the people at home, not the people in the arena. So it's not too much to keep up with. So with here, there was way too much going on. I couldn't keep track of anything. And you're right. A lot of these types of matches kind of blend together. But if you want
to get a screwdriver out, everyone starts bleeding nonsensically. Fucking, it's just stuff happening.
And yes, and
that's what I wrote for this. Actually, I wrote fucking
stuff
blood happening. And stuff.
That's exactly what it was.
Blood and stuff match.
That's exactly what it was. Exactly. And that's another thing. They started bringing out things like, they brought out the freaking, what do you call them? Little straws that Moxley got drilled into his head. They brought that out. And then they brought out, if you're going to introduce weapons, at least, introduce one thing at a time. Very,
well, that would be intelligent.
Yeah, do it piece by piece. Don't just shove it all in. It's like literally, what this type of, when New Jack comes to the ring with the cart of weapons and just goes crazy. That's what this type of match was. Not in the best way, because I love when New Jack did it, but that was like his segment, that was his thing. But like you turn that craziness into a match. Like you can't just come out with the cart of weapons and just go crazy. Here's all the weapons and that's it. Like it doesn't mean anything. And I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time in this match, but it's just like
80,000 people in the biggest arena you've ever had, right? Keep the fucking action in the ring. Where you can see, if you keep the action in the ring, you're keeping the focus in the ring, you can see all the motherfuckers reacting to it. Why would you want to
or just in the arena? Yeah, in the ring too, but keep it in the arena so everyone can see what's going on. People in the stands, people in the arena, and people at home. You know what I'm saying?
They had a lot of people in this match that I liked. But the match I did not give a fuck about.
Yeah, it was hard to care about this. I don't really care who won. I think
I put
Eddie Kingston and them, they won. So
another thing I wrote down, put Kingston in a one-on-one match, please. I don't remember the last time I saw the motherfucker in a one-on-one match. I mean, I didn't see the G1. I know he was all over the G1. Fuck.
Yeah.
I probably should have seen that, but Jesus Christ, this guy has proven that he can carry, that he delivers in one-on-one feuds.
I saw him at WrestleMania weekend against Claudio, and it was excellent.
Okay, I know they're doing something with Joe and MJF down the line, but why can't that be MJF and Kingston?
Yeah, that's something.
I don't know.
After, still got time,
I hope so.
FTR, Young Bucks, tag team title.
Oh, wow. This match,
great.
This match was awesome. Well, yeah. Like this match, I mean, I knew it was going to be good. I knew it because, the other two matches they had were really awesome. But this was fantastic. And not even just because FTR won. Because I think I was telling you that I was for certain that the Young Bucks were going to win. Their family was there. They just signed new deals. I was fucking for certain that they were going to win. And the fact that FTR actually won wasn't the only thing that blew me away. Everything was pretty. FTR is amazing. You can put them in the ring with two pencils, and they can give you a main event caliber match. But yeah, Matt and Nick, a lot of the stuff that excess that they do in their matches that I don't care for wasn't really in this match. They were doing things at the right time. I did enjoy. It's been a while since I enjoyed the Young Bucks in a match like this much. This was great.
Every time these four get together, it's always great. And it was wonderful. It's like, this is like a tag team clinic. This is tag team wrestling in the 21st century. This is it. This is what you watch. Next to the Usos and Sami and Kevin at WrestleMania this year, this is probably one of the best tag team matches of the year so far. And I really
like that match on Collision with fucking FTR and the Bang Bang Gang.
That too, yeah, that too.
Jesus Christ.
This is just tremendous.
But yeah, but this was awesome. This FTR. Yeah. I'm so glad FTR are still champions. I mean, I thought they were going to lose them at All Out.
I would have gone either way here.
Yeah, but like I'm glad that they're having they have another chance of having a really amazing run. They've had an amazing run so far.
Yeah, and I you know what I really want to see? I would love to see Max. Max. Matt Jackson and Dax had a really great exchange. They did a really cool Northern Lights exchange, which was awesome. I would love to see these two in a one-on-one match. Kind of like Nick Jackson and Ray Phoenix, how they work well together, or like Dax and Adam Cole, which I would love to see again. We were there when they wrestled in that Owen Hart.
Was freaking crazy.
That was nuts.
That was freaking crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. So this was just amazing. These four are just outstanding. This can main event any pay-per-view, anytime, anywhere. This is amazing. Like one
of the few times I see the Young Bucks being serious.
I think that, and well, when Matt and Nick, one of the early AEW press conferences, I think the one from Vegas, they were like, tag team wrestling can main event. I'm like, they proved that here. This wasn't the show closer or nothing like that, but like, you could put this match on any pay-per-view, any AEW pay-per-view, whatever. It could Dynamite, Collision, Grand Slam, whatever you want to call it. This is like, this
I
is
honestly
great.
Wish this match main evented the show.
Sure, I wouldn't argue honestly. That. Okay, Jericho Ospreay, what you think?
Well, the match was good because this is what I like to see. Like, this is also one of the few times I actually enjoyed Will Ospreay, because Jericho, he kept him grounded. And they did cool stuff at the right times.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite moment of this match, you know what my favorite moment of this match was?
Yep.
Jericho attempting a springboard cutter. Sweet Jesus, God, anyone listening to this, for Christ's sake, watch this match just for that. My God, it was so funny.
If I can lend a flaw, this match was great overall, and I think these guys at certain moments of this match, they were trying to do something wild and crazy, because that's what people expect from an Ospreay match. Sometimes it just didn't click. Like, they tried something and they just weren't right in the place at the right time, or whatever happened. Like what you just talked about, this is one of those instances. But overall, this match was pretty great. And
you're saying, you keep going.
This match, one thing I loved about this match is, like, going into if you watched the Dynamite before this,
did I don't know.
I don't know if you watched it, but
I don't know.
That segment between Jericho and Ospreay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see
unbelievable.
Well, Ospreay talked.
Yeah, the last like couple of years, he's been cutting some great promos in New Japan and here in the States. Him and AEW, if he does sign a deal, after his New Japan contract expires, AEW seems to be a great place for him.
Chris Jericho,
yeah,
flip over my head.
Yeah, but going in, like, Ospreay was like the clear heel because he's with Don Callis, but like that promo was like, it sounds like both of these guys were like super hungry. Like Jericho still has something to prove, even though he's a veteran. Ospreay has a lot. he's basically saying I'm young, but I've done so much, and I can take on anybody and beat them. He called out Punk, which I would have loved to see, but unfortunately, that's not gonna happen anytime soon, at least in AEW. But and going in and then actually seeing the match, it's like Jericho was playing the heel because this Ospreay's hometown. He got a superstar reaction, and Ospreay was working like a babyface here. And I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know what you think of that whole dynamic.
Well, Ospreay. Well, he was actually like fucking wrestling and not like just flipping all over the ring. Like, like it's kind of interesting. Like, even though Jericho was supposed to be the baby face because fucking Don Callis betrayed him in the silliest way.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's kind of funny how last time I saw Will Ospreay wrestle, he dropped Kenny Omega on his head. And in this match, Chris Jericho dropped himself on his head from the cutter. So, this match was fine. It was one of the. Yeah. I would have liked to see Punk and Ospreay.
Well, let's say. Well, we'll see. Well, what'd you think of the women's 4-way?
This match was really quick. Yeah. I really think it's amazing how Saraya. It's really cool for her that she won. Jesus, like a few years ago, she was saying how she couldn't wrestle again on Raw, and now she's winning the title in front of Wembley. So that's great for her. Like, I do want to rewatch this match because like it was very quick. It was like I'm watching it, I look down, and all of a sudden I look up and Saraya won the title. I don't know. Like, was it quick for you? Yeah,
it was not even 10 minutes. But the one thing that was interesting about this match I think it's kind of cool that because the first All In, they had a women's 4-way, and I like that they kind of like continue that sort tradition, which is cool. But the finish was interesting because Britt had Sheeta in the lock, right? And Sheeta was like maybe close to tapping, and then Sarai pinned Tony Storm?
I believe so.
Yeah. So like it kind of shows. Well, Britt has every right to say, I had this match won and whatever. So Britt can have a title shot down the line, and you could do Britt and Saraya wherever, maybe a Grand Slam or who knows. But I kind of love how the Outcasts are kind of falling apart, and that happened again at All Out. The Outcasts, yeah.
The green screen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all. I hope because each one of them individually can do great things, but like them as a group, not doing it for me. So I'm kind of glad that there's dissension there, and we can kind of move on from that.
This is yet another match, and I say this every time AEW has a women's 4-way on their pay-per-views. I feel like for the last 3 pay-per-views, they've had women's 4-ways. This would have meant so much more for Saraya if this was a one-on-one match. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of multi-person matches here. So what did you think of? We'll do one more, and then we'll jump to the main event because we have a lot to cover. Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian and Swerve in the coffin match. You want to talk about a match that had a lot going on, but it was actually like done very well? Was this? There was so much happening, but it was all good and it was all done at the right time. And it was all contained within the ring and outside of the ring, but didn't go too far out. You know what I'm saying? What did you think of this?
I wrote that Sting is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Sting is so awesome. Like he was my favorite thing before the match started, and he was this match to me. He like because to me like this looked just like this visually. This other than the appearance of the coffin, this visually looked like the Stadium Stampede match. A bunch of stuff, and everyone's everywhere. But Sting was the one thing that I couldn't take my eyes off of. And Swerve Strickland was... I forgot AR Fox was in this match. Swerve Strickland was...
He wasn't in this match.
He wasn't?
No, it was Christian Cage and Swerve. AR Fox got kicked out of Swerve's group, of the Embassy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland wasn't in this match?
No, he was. You said AR Fox. AR
Oh,
Fox
okay,
was
my
in
bad.
this
Okay,
match.
yeah.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland was great
Yeah.
in this match, and Sting. And yeah, Darby looked like he fucking broke his back on the coffin.
Yeah, the coffin spots were really cool in
What
this
the?
match.
No, yeah, they were cool. I was just like, I know, but like his neck looked like he fucking whiplashed when he dove on that coffin. I didn't like that at all. I was more worried for Darby Allin than I was for Sting.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a Darby Allin fan, I was more worried for his health than I was for Sting. That's an issue.
Okay.
Sting was great.
Let's jump to the main event. Adam Cole, MJF for the world title. Before we get to this match, what did you think about how no one, did you see the 0 hour with MJF Adam Cole versus Aussie Open?
Hell no! I only saw that idiot Jack Perry's moment on the 0 hour.
I'm not talking about that guy. even though I liked his match with Hook. But and I'm glad Hook won. I thought what they did here with MJF, Adam Cole, and Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor titles and having them wrestle in the main event, I thought it's very unorthodox, but I thought if any two people can pull it off, is Adam Cole and MJF. The 0 hour was exactly what it was supposed to be. It was simple. It was right to the point. They did all their spots, and the crowd lost their shit. And they won the Ring of Honor titles. I thought that was great. It was so entertaining. It wasn't overthought. It was very simple, right to the point. And this match, the main event, the title match, I thought was excellent. I thought they mixed athleticism and showmanship together, and I thought it was awesome. There was a lot of story going on, and I was captivated. Was it like MGF Bryan Danielson Revolution? No, it wasn't, and it wasn't supposed to be that.
Not even fair.
No. But I'm saying like those are two different types of matches, and this was just so. I was so captivated because there was a lot of good false finishes here. It was great, and even the post match stuff was good. Because MJF, everyone thinks that MJF is gonna betray Adam Cole, but then they're showing us maybe Adam Cole. Like, will they break up? Will they not break up? And I think it's really great. And MJF's show is becoming very vulnerable. He's like, you never were my friend. All you care about is this belt. Go ahead, take it. And then they come together in the end. I thought it was great. It was really good. It was so interesting. I loved it. I couldn't take my eyes off it. What did you think?
I thought this was overthought. I thought this whole fucking thing was overthought. Before I even get to the match, which wasn't a bad match. You know what I thought about the match? I thought the match was a very well cooked cheeseburger with way too much motherfucking cheese. Way too much fucking cheese. If you just removed all the cheese off of this would have been fine. I think MGF and Adam Cole are great performers, so a lot of the emotions were fine. But the thing is, they were just, it came off very hammed up. But before we even get to the match, like, if you're gonna have them wrestle, if you're gonna have the two people who are in the main event of the biggest show you have wrestle for the ROH tag titles before the show, I thought that tag title match should have happened on the go home. That could have happened on the go home for this show because there's no reason why you need to overwork them. I don't know, like with Shawn Michaels and John Cena, right? They were in the main event of WrestleMania. Tell me which
23.
And they were tag team champions. They won the tag team titles on Raw sometime before WrestleMania. Why? I don't know. But imagine if they had fucking won the tag team titles on the pre-show of that WrestleMania before wrestling in the main event of that show. Why? I just thought it was very overthought. I understand. I feel like the only reason why they felt the need to give them tag belts was because a lot of people, I guess a certain amount of people wanted them to win to beat FTR on Collision, which would have been disastrous too. I guess, okay, well, they didn't win the AEW tag titles. I guess give them the ROH tag titles for some fucking reason. Yeah, of course, if they're in a tag match, they're gonna do great. But it's just like I just thought it was overthought. I
I think this is different from the Shawn Michaels versus the John Cena thing.
well, it is different, but it's just
It's a
like
little. It's different because the story of John Cena versus Shawn Michaels is not that they were really good friends. The story between Adam Cole and MJF is that they're good friends. So like them going after a tag team title belt, what be it AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever it may be, it makes more sense in that regard. But yes, I would agree that you run the risk of overworking them or injuring them. But however, I think that for what they did, I thought they did a great job. But I would agree that going forward, maybe not have the guys main eventing the show wrestle on the same show more
for
than once.
tag titles that no one gives a shit about.
I think they are trying to add some legitimacy to these belts because the Briscoes are done, unfortunately. So
I
now
mean,
you got to rehab these. You
MJF,
got to rehab these titles.
if you gave MJF and Adam Cole pencils and they held on to them, and then every night they enter on TV, they're like, "Look at my pencil. That pencil's gonna get
You got to
over."
get over. That's the point. Exactly.
Anything you put in their hands, it's gonna get over. But
That,
you didn't need to do that. I feel like you only if like think about it. If there was no need to see them win tag titles, they wouldn't have won those ROH tag titles. If they couldn't win the AEW tag team championships, that you want to know why I didn't mind that they didn't beat FTR, because that kind of thing, that loss, MJF lost that match defending Adam Cole. That adds to their built-in tension because like what one of them is eventually going to turn, right? So like okay, yeah, like MJF could be like, oh, the reason why we didn't win the AEW tag titles because I had to look after you. You make me weak, that kind of thing. Like
you could do that.
That makes sense, but it makes no. I just thought that them win the ROH tag titles made no sense and didn't need to happen.
No, I think it makes sense because I think it makes sense for them. Okay, MJF and Adam Cole, they're the biggest. They're amongst the biggest stars in AEW right now. So if these two hold the ROH titles and defend them and eventually lose them, whoever beats them, they definitely move up a notch. And then when you do all the Ring of Honor shows WrestleMania weekend, the Ring of Honor titles have been re-elevated. I think it's a good idea. What I don't agree with, even though I thought they did a great job what they did, is if having them wrestle on the same twice on one card. I don't think that's a good idea.
Like on the
long term is not a great idea.
No, like on the build up to this show, you could have them have their ROH tag titles and then they lose it before the show, and that builds tension for the main event. I felt like I understand that like they were so over that their friendship took precedent over the title.
No, I don't think so. The
I
friendship
felt like it did. I felt like
no, it didn't. Because when the match rung, they were all business.
They were not all business. They were fucking playing catch with the chair.
Oh no! I'm talking about when when the match started, the focus was the AEW championship. One of them wants to win. Like you saw Adam Cole acted after he lost. Like it wasn't like a joke. Like he didn't say let's go play video games backstage. No, he was visibly upset.
Oh yeah, he was. I saw that he was upset. Like even though I also said that like a lot of the emotions I did like as good as performance there, I felt like a lot of the emotions were very hammed up. Like I understand he was upset that he lost the titles, but immediately that didn't matter because we're still friends. So I'm like,
yeah.
I mean,
but the match is over. It's fine. Look, I don't know. I thought it was fine.
I understand that their friendship is over, and I understand also that this was during the weekend that Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt died. My idea was that okay, maybe they had something more serious planned, but maybe they wanted to do something quote unquote feel good to make themselves and people who were grieving Bray feel good, I guess. That's my guess. Because other than that, I don't know. I just as a main event match for the world title, I felt unsatisfied. Listen, I'm part of. I'm willing to bet that I'm part of a minority here. I understand that everyone loves them as friends. They love the goofy segments. I just as a main event match for I was looking forward to this match too because like for weeks I was putting up with like a lot of this like a lot of the cheesy segments that they had that I didn't like. Specifically I didn't like how they were shot. But in the end I was like, okay, maybe this is all going to lead up to a really awesome main event at Wembley. I wasn't satisfied. Like I mean, and I'm part. I know I'm part of a minority, but that's just how I don't know. That's how I felt.
I thought it was awesome. Moving on to um, Payback. Payback from Pittsburgh, WWE. I was there live. This show was mostly great. Mostly. There were a few potholes, which we'll talk about, but let's go up and down. Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus in the cage. What'd you think?
This match was fucking excellent. This this is my favorite match of the show. Like it's been a long time since I've seen like an element of danger inside of they actually used the cage. The most important moments of this match involve the freaking cage, which is something I never say about cage. I haven't said about a cage match in a long time. In a long time. It's usually like high quality matches that take place in a cage. But this shit, the cage was they actually used it.
Yep.
The way they teased the Becky bottom off of the top of the cage, that was thwarted. And then the freaking sick superplex. But even before the superplex, when Trish was on top of the cage, and it looked like she was trying to backflip. Trish Stratus looked like she was trying to kill herself to get out of that cage.
Yep.
She looked like she would try to backflip out of the cage, but her legs were the only thing that caught her.
They weren't trying to wow us. They were trying to win.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but her efforts to win were what wowed me.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, how did this come off live for you?
Oh, it was unbelievable. The crowd was into it. I was into it. I saw everything. I was pretty high up, but saw everything. Didn't really miss anything. The one thing I will say is, I know WWE doesn't love gigging, right? They only have blood for certain moments or whatever. But I think a little bit of blood would add to some of the drama here. But didn't take away from anything. It was really great. Everything they did was just awesome. Becky's awesome. Trish is amazing. I will say this. I think that the escape from the door thing's got to stop. We don't need that anymore.
It's stupid.
No. Yeah, just pinfall submission, climb over the cage. That's it. And I don't love the fact that Zoe Stark was able to get into the cage so easily, because the point of the cage is to keep people out.
Yeah, it makes the officials look like jerk-offs, and also, like, I honestly feel like the only reason they have this is my take. The only reason why they have the cage door in this match was that so they can have a spot where someone slams the door in someone's face.
Yes, and that's
the only fucking reason that you see that in any cage match in WWE.
I'm over it. Yeah,
it's I'm
totally over that. But other than that, this was really great. Becky Lynch was awesome. Trish was awesome. I'm glad Becky won, and I would argue that if you told me this could have been the main event, I wouldn't argue it.
It could have been the main event easily.
The next match is a match that I didn't think I would like so much, but I was thoroughly entertained. LA Knight versus The Miz with John Cena as a special guest referee. What did you think?
This match was good because LA Knight is very good. LA Knight is very, very good. The Miz is The Miz. He's been The Miz.
He was great in this match. He was great.
He's been The Miz for as long as he's been The Miz. I will give him credit. He looked serious. It was still I still laugh because it's The Miz, but he wanted to beat LA Knight. The focus was to beat LA Knight. Like, I don't like you. I don't like John Cena. I don't like any of you, but I want to win. I suck, but I'm gonna do my best. And
it was a simple babyface heel match, and I was thoroughly entertained.
It was getting me excited for Cena versus LA Knight.
Cool, great.
Yeah,
that'll be great too.
This match was one of the better Miz matches. I did think it was a little too long. A little too long. But no, not as much as I felt about the main event about Seth and Austin.
Oh,
I thought that was
we'll
way
get
too.
to that.
But this was fine. LA Knight's finish is a little whack, but I like LA Knight a lot. I
Yeah,
really,
he's great.
and his team sucks, but I love him.
Yes,
I love him.
This match went 15 minutes. It didn't feel that way live. It felt like they went like under 10 minutes. But
Really?
I guess that's a good sign. Yeah, it didn't feel like it dragged or anything. Rey Mysterio, Austin Theory, US title. What'd you think?
I can't have a proper opinion on this match because as soon as I love Rey Mysterio to death. As soon as I saw Austin Theory's name, I went upstairs to Puff Dro.
Okay.
I was puffing loud during this match.
Let me tell you about this match.
I peeked downstairs to see, is it over? I saw Austin Theory's wrestling.
Let me tell you about this match. You're not ready. You're not ready. Okay.
Oh, sweet God. Oh,
okay.
God.
This match was just a match. But you know what? Listen. Listen. Rey Mysterio. You know what this was? This is a Rey Mysterio showcase match. This showed everybody that Rey Mysterio is in fact fantastic.
He's good?
We all know that. We all know that.
I didn't
right?
know. I guess they needed Austin Theory to prove it.
I guess the point was to give Austin Theory a little something, but it didn't. Austin Theory just existed here. You know what he needs to do? He needs to go on the indies or something. He needs to go back to the indies and just find himself. Because when he's in a match with like a superstar, he just doesn't stand out. Like with John Cena at WrestleMania, that was a John Cena showcase match. It made John Cena look good. It didn't make Austin Theory look good. And this match just showed that Rey Mysterio does cool things. And Austin Theory just exists. He's not horrible. He's fine. But I don't feel like I'm going to pay my money to see this guy wrestle, especially for a title match. If it was LA Knight versus Austin Theory, fine. No titles, but if for a title match, like, look at what they're doing with Gunther for the US title. Look what they're doing there. Austin Theory is not even close to that level.
I would put Austin Theory beneath The Miz. The Miz at least has some personality. Fuck.
If WWE did the double duty thing here, I'd have Miz on multiple matches here. That would be a way more exciting than Austin Theory just existed. He existed. And if you're getting pushed like he is, you got to do more than just exist. Why not do? Maybe they're building up to this, but man, if they just did Santos and Rey Mysterio here, oh my God,
it would have been exponentially better.
Exactly. All right, let's move on. This next match was outstanding. Hopefully, you didn't puff Dro for this.
No,
the street fight, Judgment Day,
this match was
and
incredible.
Sammy and Kevin. This was. Oh yeah, another thing. Another thing about Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory before we move on. So you know how WWE does a lot of branding matches, right? And they had, the Slim Jim Battle Royal at SummerSlam, the Mountain Dew match at Royal Rumble. This time around, it was a Cinnamon Toast match. So they had Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wait a minute. Wait,
yeah.
When I checked to see, like, before I went upstairs, I saw around the barricades they had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm like, put some fucking respect on Rey Mysterio's name. What the fuck is this? Cinnamon Toast Crunch on the barricade?
Well, at least it didn't take his eye out. Let's.
At least it didn't take his fucking eye out. Yeah.
At least we can say that. At least it didn't take his eye out.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
Let's get to the best street fight of the goddamn summer.
Oh, this was awesome.
You see, this is what the Stadium Stampede tried to do, but this was actually awesome.
Agreed. You know why? They kept everything. Yes, they kept everything in the ring, and they did everything one step at a time.
Everything made sense.
Yeah, it was just outstanding. What did you think of them, Sammy and Kevin changing into Pittsburgh Penguins?
Oh, the costume change?
Yeah, what did you think about that?
They should have just entered the match. They should have just entered the match like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if they came out with their own hockey jerseys that say, whatever team that was? What was the team? Penguins?
The Penguins, yeah. Because the PPG Paints Arena, that's where the Penguins play.
They should have just had their own Penguins jerseys and come out with hockey sticks.
Yeah, that would be fine.
That would have been cool. But
Yeah,
like, I mean, yeah, the costume change, I'm like, fuck, what the? But like, no, and I thought, oh god, is this match gonna get goofy? And it didn't. It got better. It actually got fucking better. Well, Finn Balor's selling was amazing. He's like, oh, my back, oh, and Kevin Owens breaking up a pinfall by throwing a chair. He couldn't reach him, so he threw the chair and it worked. It was great, and
and
yo,
like the swanton dive that he did.
it was sensational.
Yeah, from watching it from the arena, it
Oh,
looked awesome. It was so cool. Like the brawling that they did was really good. Honestly, I think this should have been the main event of the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what about freaking Kevin channeling in his inner Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, he was great. He did the twist of fate. Yeah. No, Becky Lynch did it in the cage match.
No, but also no, Kevin diving off of a freaking.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about this match was the hoopla. Who the hell is JD? Whatever.
JD McDonough.
Yeah,
He's boys with Finn Balor. So he's trying to
cooler friend.
The Judgment Day doesn't really want him around.
I don't want him around.
Finn is like welcoming him in. So yeah, and then Rhea Ripley interfered. That could have done without that. But if the idea is to put the Judgment Day as like, one of the top, destructive heel groups in the company, I'd say, and it's for the tag team titles, and they've been really elevating tag team titles the last couple of years, especially with the Usos. I would say put this on the main event. It was a lot of high octane energy. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was very entertaining, and the crowd loved it. I'd say this is where the show peaked, because after this, I get your thoughts on this from watching at home, but Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez, women's world title. What'd you think?
Oh, well, before I put anything down for this, I put We Love Cody, because that was the only thing I liked about that stupid segment.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, we could have done without that. It was good the way they did it. They introduced Jey Uso. Yeah, it was good. It was fine, but it's like we didn't need it on the show. We didn't need it. The show went. Oh man. Okay, I'll tell you about that. But what did you think of
die without not being in Usos, man? That shit.
Yeah. What'd you think of Raquel and Rhea?
I thought Rhea Ripley. Well, at least watching this on TV, I know you felt differently watching it live. Watching this on TV, Rhea Ripley carried this match. Her facial expressions come off so great on TV.
Okay.
Like, and she was trying to make Raquel look like a killer. I liked how grounded this match was, but man, if Rhea was going to wrestle this match, the reason why at first I was okay with Rhea spearing Kevin Owens was I was like, okay, she's probably not wrestling tonight, right? That's her moment for tonight. And then she had a match after that, and she didn't even no one made her sell it. Like no
she
one
could have. This is why
with selling it. Like she just speared someone through the barricade.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like that could Raquel could have that could have played into the psychology of this match, but
that's the thing. And honestly, this is why I would have put the Street Fight as the main event.
Yeah,
for that reason, and also. This match didn't need to go as long as it did.
Nope.
When this started, this was like almost 10:30, and I was starting to nod off. I was starting to fall asleep. I'm like, just get to the point. Like, this should have been just, honestly, if you want to put over Judgment Day as this deadly, destructive group, why not just have Rhea just run through her?
Yeah,
just beat the shit out of her. Yeah. Let her get a little bit of let Raquel get a little bit of shine, and then have just Rhea just beat on her. 8 minutes. That's all you need. Why'd you we have to do all of our stuff? This was the problem with some of the AEW women's matches on pay-per-view in the past, because some of the matches, especially in All Out, they went right to the point. I'll talk about it more, but just get to the point, especially when you're towards the end of the show. When the crowd is starting to get tired. The crowd energy peaked. This is when you got to keep it up. But overall, I didn't really like this. I didn't like it at all. I didn't enjoy it. I was bored to tears. They were working okay, we're gonna we're gonna start slow, then we're gonna climax. But the crowd was dead. It was dead. You could have heard a mouse fart. That's how quiet it was in the audience. It was so quiet. It was,
No,
honestly.
no, no, yeah, no, it was quiet. I can even see it watching TV. And here's the thing. I just realized, right? Rhea spearing Kevin Owens through the barricade. Raquel Gonzalez is a big woman.
Yeah.
You could have speared her through the barricade.
Anything. There was nothing
Why
about
not
this
save that
match.
spot for this match if she's wrestling in a title match?
There was nothing about this match that was exciting. Everything about this match was just dull. It was like you're wrestling it was like a match on Raw at like 10 o'clock. Like when the crowd's already dead and exhausted, and we just got to do all of our stuff. Like, no, just get to the fucking point. All right, the main event, same issue. Seth and Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, what did you think watching from home?
I love Seth Nakamura, and I actually like the psychology of this match with the back. And I don't remember the last time I saw Seth sell this much. Like this, like crap. But at the same time, it's like this match started at freaking 11 o'clock or whatever.
It was like 20. It was like 20 to 11. I'm dead. I'm exhausted.
I'm literally falling asleep during this match.
I got like a 8 a.m. flight the next morning, and I'm like, dudes, what are you doing? And okay, like the build up to this, that Nakamura vignette talking about Seth Rollins' back was outstanding. It was amazing. Seth's response to it was equally as good. It definitely had a build up to a main event match, but motherfuckers, the crowd was dead. Y'all should have just got to the point. It didn't need a lot of shit. This could have been 15 minutes max. 10, 15 minutes max. Nakamura does a lot of stuff to Seth's back. Seth sell your back. Seth gets a little bit of shine. Do the curb stomp. Go home. Seth still sells. That's it. Crowd goes crazy. You don't need all this It was slow. You remember Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns at Backlash that we went to at the Convention Center? Remember how dull that was? How nothing that was?
Yeah, like that made me sad because Samoa Joe you would think on paper these two would be like that match would be crazy.
Well, I mean, when Seth when it was 1, 2, 3, you never saw a crowd just get up and go. 1, 2, 3, got up, everyone left. That's it.
I don't remember the ending of this match.
That was it. I was dead. I'm like, I want to go home and sleep.
This match should have been in the spot where the street fight was.
Yes.
Yeah. The street fight or the cage match could have been the main event.
This shit went almost a half hour. Why?
Because they wanted to Seth wanted to wrestle the Shinsuke Nakamura from NXT in New Japan, so they went fucking 30 minutes.
You tried to have a G1 match after the crowd's been there for almost 3 hours. Come on, y'all. Listen to the crowd. Okay, they're a little quiet. Let's just get right to the point. Pick up the pace. 15 minutes. Let's send the crowd home with a little bit of wanting more. You know what I mean? I want to go to bed. But this was a good show overall. I will say, what did you think?
No, overall, this show was really, really good. It was the last bit of wrestling I felt like I was in the mood to watch this weekend.
I watched so much wrestling last like week or two,
and it was a hell of a show to have on your birthday.
Honestly, yeah, it was a great way to turn 30.
Yeah,
to be honest, it was a good show. Like WWE this year has been having some great pay-per-views. Like this is probably one of the weakest, but for a week show was pretty damn good. Honestly. Okay, let's go to Chicago for AEW All Out. I will say this about this show, and I don't know how much you saw from this, but for a show that had virtually no build, that's coming off of their biggest show, this was excellent. For a show with no build, very, very little marquee value, it was not worth $49.99, but they put on a show, and it was a great show.
So it was like a really good, like, Dynamite, essentially?
No, it was a pay-per-view quality show, but, like, I wasn't going to pay $49.99, you know? I need some anticipation. I need some, like, oh my God, I can't wait to see. Like, I understand, yes, you had All In, great, understood, and you have some problems going on, but, I don't know, but the show was great for what it not because it was good, it was a great show, period, and it had no build, and it was great. It
The
was really, really
only
good.
the only incentive I had to watch this show was Danielson's return, and I heard he had an incredible match with Ricky Starks.
24 hours prior. And yeah, that was incredible. I'll talk about that. And honestly, Payback was the better built show. But this show was better. That's interesting to me.
Well, they know how to put on good pay-per-views. They just don't know how to build long-term storylines.
It just tells you that when you got good talent, you can go far. So, and they definitely, this show lived up to its name. They went all out. They definitely did. Okay. So, did you see any of the show?
No,
Okay.
I know literally like not. It wasn't even just because I was upset about CM Punk getting fired. It
Yeah.
was just at this point of the week I had watched so much fucking wrestling,
Yes, I understand.
and my eyes were tired, and also I just needed to like not think about wrestling at all because I was so annoyed, and like I took your advice and like shut off like social media, and like ignored the IWC. I just didn't want to even think about wrestling. But
Well, I'll say one thing in regards to that. So I'm walking to PBG and I'm listening to some fans, and they were talking about CM Punk, and they were like, "Oh, you think CM Punk's gonna show up tonight? Oh, it's Survivor Series in November." And then some people were like, he caused this, all his fault." And
it's a cancer.
I'm just like, okay, that's what they think. But anyway, this show, even without Punk, this show was outstanding overall. I'm just gonna tell you about the stuff that I saw because I didn't watch all of it, but I saw most of it. Everything that I wanted. I'll say this also before I get into the meat and potatoes. Everything I wanted to see over delivered. That's a win to me. So okay, so it's Adam Cole, MJF. This kicked off the show versus the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I'll say this also. I'm so glad that Alex Reynolds and John Silver are getting a pay-per-view platform because these two, when the Dark Order was up and running, even with Brody Lee at the helm, these two stood out to me. They were the most entertaining. They were the most charming. The fact that they're both from Long Island, that's cool too. But they had something. They had charisma. They had character. They're great in the ring too. And I'm just so glad that they're getting their time. And also, when this match, they worked as great heels. They were really good.
John Silver is a heel?
John Silver and Alex Reynolds, they were the heels in this match, yeah.
Really? I can't imagine. Well, like, I always thought that John Silver and Reynolds, correct me if I'm wrong, the Dark Order, they're the last two remaining, right? Because they're the only two that matter.
As at this point, it was just all that I saw. Was Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Eva Uno. Nobody else came out with them. It was just those three. That's fine. If that's the Dark Order, cool.
Fine,
that's cool. That's fine.
You don't need the rest of the idiots. I do miss Stu Grayson.
Yeah, he left. He didn't leave AEW. He left the group.
And 10 and whatever I don't miss Press 10. There's a stupid thing with him being mean to -1, whatever.
But also, what's interesting is when the match started, MJF was like, Alex Reynolds helped train me. He was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Alex Reynolds helped train me. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was cool. Like all three Long Island boys. That's really cool. And also, this was cool because MJF got hurt earlier in the match in storyline. So MJF had to do most of the match not MJF. Adam Cole had to do most of the match by himself. And it was great how they did this. But my only problem with this was that Adam Cole, when he was the only guy there, he wouldn't go for any covers, which was weird. I didn't understand that.
Who wouldn't go for any covers?
Adam Cole. He would do a big move. He would get beaten down. He would do a move, and he would sell, but he wouldn't go for a cover, which was confusing to me. But other than that, I thought this match was very good. That kind of
thing only works when it happens once later in a match where the person's really tired and they're like, oh, they're going to go for the move. They can't get the cover. That works when it happens once.
Okay. Yeah, but overall, this was very good. And Max came back. Yeah.
There is one thing from this match I did see, the post
Yep.
match with Joe
Oh yeah.
and Jeff. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
Joe paying tribute to his boy Punk and
That's
putting Max in the front face lock.
that too. That too. But also, it was another callback. So you remember at NXT Takeover in
Yeah.
Brooklyn, he shoved Max.
Yeah.
So it was a great little callback. Yeah, that
Joe
was
is
really cool.
amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was so good. Hopefully that happens.
Hopefully, it's a one-on-one match.
Yeah, and
I'm
yes,
going to say that in the show.
yeah. Adam Cole, MJF retained. It was just a really good match. I loved it. Great opener too. Crowd loved it. And you know what's also interesting about the show? You know, CM Punk just getting fired. The news is so fresh. The crowd did. I thought the crowd was going to revolt. I thought it was going to be like Royal Rumble 2014. Nowhere near that.
No. All
Nothing.
the revolting happened on Collision.
Yeah, like nobody. Yeah, it wasn't.
Tony Khan gave some bullshit speech on Collision, and everyone revolted then.
Yeah, and I also heard that like it wasn't. There was some booing, but then there was some cheering, and then there was some whatever. But the point is, I thought the crowd was going to hijack the show. They did not. They loved everything that came in front of them, and I thought that was like, huh. Well, because it's interesting because when CM Punk left WWE in 2014, WWE was not in a great place because number one, Bryan Danielson got hurt, and there was out of those two, like outside of John Cena and like Lesnar, probably there was nobody. There was very little people that really were just like, that really had that connection with the crowd. There was like nobody. Like with AEW, it's a little different because watching this show, this pay per view, they were into the fans were into almost everything. It was amazing, and I thought it was a really. I was like, wow, interesting. Miro and Hobbs. Did you see that?
No, I didn't really
My
see
God.
any. I didn't really see any really matches from the show.
This match was outstanding. Like it was outstanding. Two big dudes just beating the shit out of each other. It was amazing. It was so great. It was exactly what I hoped this match would be, and it over delivered. It was great. If you want to see two big dudes just beating the shit out of each other, this is the match to see. It was crazy. And then Miro's wife, CJ Parker, the former Lana,
Isn't it CJ Perry?
whatever it is. I said CJ Parker. That's
CJ Perry. Yeah.
that's Juice Robinson's WWE name. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, this match is great. Go watch it if you didn't see it. Okay, moving on. Chris Statlander, Ruby Soho. I was looking forward to this for the TBS title.
A one-on-one. The one time I don't watch an AEW pay-per-view and there's a one-on-one women's match.
This match is exactly what Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez should have been. Exactly. They did. It went right to the point. A lot of cool athletics, and it was very simple. It wasn't like it didn't, it wasn't like Okada and Kenny Omega, the Tokyo Dome. None of that. It wasn't Syuri and Utami Hayashishita. It wasn't none of that. But it was simple, right to the point, and it was exciting. And they got in, they got out, and that was it. The one thing I also love, go ahead.
Much. I love Chris Statlander.
Yeah, she's great. Both of these girls were just awesome. There was more Outcast dissension here, which is great because Ruby picked up the green spray, and Tony Storm appeared out of nowhere, took the can away from Ruby, cost her the match. So great, more Outcast dissension. Okay, what else happened?
Well, one less stable in this fucking company would do them well.
Right. Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks, strap match.
Wait, this wasn't the main event? Oh, you told me, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
What?
This match was great. It was great. A match with no build at all was outstanding. This was kind of uncomfortable to watch at times. That's how brutal this match was. This was like, it was brutal. It was uncomfortable to watch them. I mean, in the sense of like, if you're not used to seeing stuff like this, it was pretty violent. It was pretty damn violent. And there was a lot of whipping and a lot of choking. And The
Yeah, no,
finish was
I saw
brutal.
some clips of this and I was like,
Oh
holy
my
Christ,
god. Yeah, it was,
sick.
but it was really, really good. Very dramatic. And the finish was nuts. Brian choked him with the strap. And you see Ricky's face like just kind of changing color, and it was kind of unsettling, but um Ricky kind of got what he asked for, essentially. Like, he was getting karma. Like, he beat Steamboat with the belt. He was beating all these guys that he had Big Bill Morrissey beat up for him for the last couple of weeks. He got what's coming to him, and it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really hard to not get people. Like, I want, I do. I'm gonna watch this like eventually. This is one match I really want to see because like it's real. And plus, it's like the only build sometimes you need is Brian Danielson versus Ricky Starks. Like, how can you not be excited for that?
yeah, it was really
Like,
good.
Christ.
Okay, to note, and I'm just telling you the matches that I think you should go see. Because I didn't see everything. I just saw the stuff I wanted to see.
Oh, you told me Takeshita was actually in a singles match.
Yeah, Takeshita and Kenny Omega. Oh
Oh
my god, this was
shit,
great. This was very, very good.
that should have
And
been All In.
and the thing is about this, here's the thing about this match. And in this card, no match was the same. Every match had something different to it, which I loved. And this match was really, there wasn't a lot to it. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of a more Japanese version of Eddie Kingston and CM Punk from Full Gear. Because Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, they just beat the shit out of each other, and they started, just blood was everywhere. It was a brutal beating. This was similar, but it was a lot of high knee, high knee, high knee, knee, elbow, knee, elbow, high knee. It was brutal. It was really, it was great. It was so, like, usually Kenny Omega's matches are very technical, but this was almost like a martial arts bout in a sense. It was very interesting. Something to go out of your way to
It
see.
sounds like some match that he would have had in New Japan.
Yeah, it was very, yeah. It was pretty New Japan esque.
Less DDT, more New Japan. I like that.
Yeah, it was
I
it
like the
was
sound of that.
with two DDT guys, and they had a New Japan
Oh yeah,
G1.
Takeshita is from DDT. I forget.
Yeah, yeah. Um okay, the main event. Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. This was outstanding. Outstanding. This was Orange Cassidy was being Orange Cassidy, but he took it up a notch. One spot that I thought was fascinating. He was gushing blood everywhere. So he was doing the spot where also I'll go back. The first spot, Orange Cassidy he put his fingers in his pockets and the crowd went crazy. Moxley immediately started to beat the shit out of him.
Good.
And it reminded me of when Conrad Thompson showed Taz Orange Cassidy for the first time on his podcast. And Taz's first reaction was hilarious because Taz is great. I miss his podcast. He said the following. He's like, I like the gimmick, but somebody's got to punch him in the face. Moxley did that.
Oh,
Moxley
nice.
did that.
Oh,
exactly. Nice. And then also, throughout the course of the match, right? Later on in the match, Orange Cassidy, Moxley was like a little beat up. Orange has always been good at this. But he did this tenfold in this spot. He almost played possum, right? He did a thing where he was gonna do his fake kicks and whatever, and the crowd goes, oh. But then he really started to kick Moxley. His fake kicks were real kicks. Like, you think he's gonna do the fake kick. No, he actually started kicking the shit out of him. It was great. This match was so good. Everyone should go out of their way to see it. It was so entertaining. And at the end, so Moxley won, but Orange Cassidy got a standing ovation from the crowd. They applauded him. They said, "Thank you, Orange." And they said, "Freshly squeezed." And I was blown away. I'm like, he was doing what he usually does. But the crowd just loved it. And he just stepped it up just a notch. He just took Orange Cassidy to the next level. I thought it was great. He was still Orange Cassidy. Just great. He's really good. He's very smart. I loved it. If anyone's didn't see, anything from all out, like this is one of the matches to watch, along with Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks, and along with uh Takeshita and Kenny Omega, and Will Hobbs and Miro. All right, we've been on here too long. It's Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm smileyarriaga.
And you can follow us on the socials. Links are down below. I'm exhausted. I need to get some rest. I watch a lot of wrestling. So later days.